How do you create a new calendar? So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go over to this left menu bar and scroll down a little bit, go past your own personal calendars, and then where it says other calendars, there's a plus sign. So go ahead and push this plus sign, and you're going to create a new calendar. Now, I would I would recommend that pick something that you're actually going to use. Obviously, you can just make one and delete it and be done with the task, but may as well, since you're here, create something that's useful for you. But for today, let's pretend that you just want to, this year you want to be better at celebrating birthdays in your classroom. I remember as a middle school teacher, it felt like every single day was somebody's birthday, so I really needed to keep track of it. So let's call that student birthdays. You can add a description, but this is for you. Like obviously, my calendar is about birthdays of my students, so I don't need to write that. The time zone is going to be automatic. Honestly, you just really need to title it. So go ahead and click title it and then create calendar, and you can see it's creating it down below. Now, whenever I create calendars, it doesn't seem to automatically update it here on the left, so maybe this time will be different, but if yours does not, you'll just need to go on this back arrow and it kind of refreshes it for you. As you can see, it's still making it, so we're hanging out. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see. If I go back, let's see if it made it for me. Not yet. There it is, student birthdays. So now it's generated, and as promised, it will randomly pick a color for you. If you don't like that color, well then maybe you're like, I want to really notice that these are birthdays. I'm going to make it bright yellow. And it calls that shade banana, which is really fun. Okay, so now it's created it, but as you saw, all we literally typed in was the name of it. We didn't have any options for any other settings. So if I want to edit the settings for my new calendar or for any of my calendars, I click on the three dots. I already changed the color, but this time I want to go to settings and sharing. So yes, I already know the name. I don't need a description. So this part's literally what we already saw. What you're going to need to go down is make sure that you understand all of these options. Automatically add all invitations to this calendar. Sure. And nobody knows about this calendar. I'm not going to share with anyone, so this doesn't really matter if I change it on or off. I don't want to make my kids' birthdays available to the public. That's a little weird. I also don't need to make this available for anybody in the DOE. This is not relevant information. It's just to help me. But depending on what you're doing, if you're going to create a homework calendar and share it with your parents, then you might want to make it public. So that means that anyone can find it. They can see all of the event details. Or maybe you're an administrator and you want to make sure that anyone can see what your schedule is, but they don't need to see exactly where you are and what you're doing. They just need to be able to see if you're busy or if you're available. So these are all different options depending on the calendar that you're creating. Again, I'm making something about student birthdays, so that's weird. Nobody needs to know about that but me. So also down here, you can share it with specific people. So let's pretend you created a calendar for your grade level or your PLC or you're in the RTI committee or the safety committee or the PBIS committee, or you're gonna be part of Ho'olauea or you're part of the PTA or whatever it is. Then there's gonna be certain people that need access to it. And this way, so maybe you don't want to make it public, but you want specific people to have access to it. This kind of helps you get down to that nitty gritty. Also, you can add people. Say I was making a calendar, somehow I was co-teaching with Megan Landis. I can say that Megan can see everything, or I can give her the ability to make changes to the events, or I can let her make changes to the events and add other people. So this kind of lets you decide what level of visibility and sharing you want these people to have. I'm like, oh, Megan Landis, we're co-teaching this year. She can make changes. She can add other people. She can do whatever she wants. I'm not going to send that to her because she will be very confused in the morning. But anyway, that's how you can share it with specific people. Down here, again, you can add event notifications if you want to. They drive me crazy. Feel free to if you want to. So that'll mean 10 minutes before any event in that specific calendar, you will get a notification on your screen. Or you can set it to be, I want an email 10 minutes before the start of that event. Again, I hate them. You can add all day notifications, blah, 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 or not. Here's where you can decide if you want to see any other additional notifications. This one's kind of fun. It says you can receive an email with your agenda every day at 5 a.m. in your current time zone. So if you spend a lot of work and you put every single little thing into this Google Calendar, it can send you a nice little agenda every morning just so you can read it over with your morning coffee. Kind of fun, kind of random, but it's there if you'd like it. Integration of calendars, if you need this, let me know. I can talk about it more then. It's a little bit more in depth, but not crazy. And then at any point, I've definitely created calendars that were useful for a time and then they lost their purpose. So if somebody else sent you that calendar, you can unsubscribe from it. And if you created the calendar, then you can just delete it and be like, you know what, this was cool and don't need it anymore. So anyway, these are all of your settings that you can edit. Feel free to. I'm going to go back to my calendar. And all I need you to do is to create one new event with that calendar. So again, you can click anywhere if you want to. So let's click here. I need it to be in that new calendar. Make sure you're not in any of your other calendars. So this is the new one that I just created. And one of my best friends back at my old school, this is not her real birthday, but shout out to Jen Chacon. So I'm gonna go to more options because this is an all day event. Okay, good, it already did that for me. It's not that her birthday's only from 10 to 10:30, it's all day. I don't need to add a location or conferencing or anything. I'm obviously free during that time. So then Elizabeth Smith, needs to know that you created this event. So you can either add me as a guest here to this event. I can spell my own name, right? You can add me as a guest if that's how you want to do it. That's fine. And you can push save and it'll send over to me. Yes, I'd like to send invitations. Or you can go to your student birthdays calendar in your settings and you can add me to share with specific people. You can add me to that list. I don't know. It's so funny that it lets you share it with yourself. Okay. Yeah, it says there's a problem saving your changes, so that might not work. So you can share the whole calendar with me. You can share the individual event with me, or you can take a screenshot of your calendar as a reminder. That's Shift Command 4, and then you're just going to show me that you created that. And then you would just go to your Gmail, compose a new thing, drag that screenshot in, and then just be like, new calendar event, new calendar with event, and then make sure you send it to me. So those are 3 different ways that you can do it. Probably the easiest is just add me as a guest to that hypothetical event, but that's up to you.